Alright, fellow street lifters, today I'm with a pink shirt. Did you know that in the beginning I wanted to make pink the Delta street lifting color? Okay, anyway, today I want to talk about why genetic potential is bullshit. Nobody knows what they're talking about. There's a big problem about this, about expectations. Every person I've heard talking about genetic potential has no fucking clue about what people are really capable of. And I was one of those people years ago. I thought that if after 5 years of training you got to a 180 squat, 180 kilograms, your genetic potential in 10 years would have been 210. And what's curious is what made me change opinion on that? It was my own people. I was proven wrong by my own athletes. When they exceeded my expectation of what they would have been capable of in 10 years, they did that in 2 years. It was crazy. Imagine that. You're an athlete, you choose to trust me as a coach with your career, athlete career, with your passion basically. And you're the 180 kilogram guy. We talk about goals and I say that, yeah, 200 in 5 years maybe is a great goal. After all of those years of training, okay? Maybe you got the noob gains in the beginning and then you started slowing down, that's normal, and you got to 180. Maybe last year you were at 175. So in 1 year you got 5 kilograms on your squat, and I say getting to 200 would be great, really great. Then I start the programming and everything, you work out, and then after 3 years you reach 230. Either genetic potential is bullshit in this case, as it's normally considered, or nobody knows how to write a training program. Because that 200 kilo thing, my perception of genetic potential, which is very common usually, it's not something that I consider, it's what almost everybody considers genetic potential. That is determined by watching others. You see that usually other people at that same level can get only that much better, and then you create your own idea in your mind. Even in other sports like gymnastics, the hardest gymnastics elements were surpassed by calisthenics recently. Why is that? Probably also a big factor in this is just when a lot more people are actually working out and doing the sport, there's a bigger pool for talent, okay? Just talented people that are naturally insanely strong and can break every record. But that can be partly that, but also the science of training was older, and even if someone is a champion and is very famous, it's not obvious that he knows or his coach knows what they're doing. I'm a street lifting coach, and since I've got the luck of experiencing this stuff with my athletes, I am now able to teach you what a real genetic potential is and how to achieve that. You know, mistake people make about street lifting is that since you could work out 4 times a week and do everything you can there, 4 workouts a week for some people, especially stronger ones, can be enough. Can be enough if you have a couple days where you do long-ass workouts with every exercise. Anyway, it can be enough, okay? It's not like some other sports where it's more about technique, so you have to practice as much as possible, because technique doesn't carry out that much fatigue anyway. So people have the misconception that in street lifting you can take the foot off the gas a little bit more, okay? They can put in the sport less dedication for this reason. But the point is that if you want to be the best at it, if you want to exceed everyone's expectations and your expectations, you need to shift priorities in life a little bit. Champions dedicate years single focus on their sport. And it's not like they don't have anything else in life, but they prioritize sleep, nutrition, exercise, consistency, okay? So not missing a single set, a single rep, a single workout, whatever, okay? Not one in a year, and maximizing the energy for workouts. So sleep and nutrition also are into this field, but The point is, those things start to have a big priority. Big priority. Yeah, but I've been working out 6 times a week and I've been only skipping 3 workouts this month. Fuck off. How many hours of sleep do you get? Yeah, 6 on average. Fuck off. How many protein do you eat? 100 grams per day. Fuck off. Now, this is the majority of elite athletes in smaller sports, especially. There are always exceptions, but it's most of the people. But those people are going to be crushed completely by somebody that's willing to give space and priority to all those factors, all those other things outside training. And so let's not take into consideration the training part, which your coach or yourself should be able to make perfect. By having all those other priorities in control, also programming training will become more predictable and easier. But that's another thing, because also programming is very hard and people still don't know what really works. Okay, so this is the progress curve. You've got noob gains, then intermediate gains, and then advanced gains. This curve will look like this if you always have the same lifestyle. Okay, so progress will become harder and harder to a point where maybe you need to work out consistently and do everything right for 1 or 2 years to just get 5 kilos on your squat. And you may say, yeah, 5 kilos isn't bad, but you have no idea of what you would be able to do if you got all the variables I was talking about before right. So if you got all of them right, then when you get to a point where with 8 hours sleep, perfect exercising, perfect training, perfect nutrition, perfect everything, you only get 5 kilos on your squat, then you're really close to your genetic potential. I don't believe there is a limit. It becomes harder and harder, but I don't believe there's a limit. The limit is when you just start getting old, and that's the limit. But if you start training when you're 10, you have 30 years of possible progress. Okay, so this is what would happen to somebody that got all of the variables right. So everything shifts up. And I'm saying that the curve is the same if you maintain the same lifestyle, okay? So if you do everything in the most perfect way, you'll still see the same pattern, but you'll just be much stronger. And since there's a bigger range of strength to get, progress will also be quicker. But there's no way, even if you do everything perfectly, that your curve will ever be like this and going up. There's just no way. But let's say that you've been doing shit wrong up to this point, and now you become aware. Now you watch this video and you start to understand that, well, maybe if this is my main passion, I'm dedicating all those hours in the gym, I'm spending all this time and I'm not getting better. Well, this depends also on how you value your time. Maybe I should start shifting priorities a little bit. At this point, you start to do everything perfect. You switch your life. You wouldn't believe what you're capable of. This is what would happen. You would have noob gains, intermediate noob gains, all over again. And I've seen this happen with my athletes. So for every point, sleep, nutrition, consistency, you're not checking, you're moving forward on the line at the same strength. If you're doing everything wrong, then this will be your genetic potential. If you start sleeping, you would be here, so your genetic potential will be here. If you start getting nutrition perfectly, so protein, having enough protein and everything else, you will be here at the same strength, and this will be your genetic potential. If you do everything perfect, you would be here. So you would be still strong, but you will be in the middle of your noob gains still. So a lot of potential left. So I want to tell you a story right now about when I used to coach calisthenic athletes in the past. I've been doing this for quite some time, and we don't need a whiteboard anymore though. So as I was telling you, I used to coach calisthenics in the past, and then I went on with street lifting. This guy right here, I'll put his video somewhere. This guy is one of the strongest calisthenics athletes in Italy. He used to place 10th in small competitions, and now there's a possibility that he's going to place top 4 in the finals after years. So the level rose insanely in the last few years, and still he's going up ranks, and now he's almost at the top. And do you know why this story is related to today's topic? Because when I started coaching him, he was already really strong compared to the average guy, and still was placing 10th or below. And he had already been working out for 4 years. An advanced guy had already been working out for 4 years. Then I start coaching him, and now look what he's doing. So this is not luck, this is proof of what I was talking about. I'm planning to publish a free course here on YouTube about those variables, since they are so important. But since it's gonna be a really long video, let me know if I should do it, okay, if you're interested. So let me know in the comments if you would want something like that. The battery of the light on my right just died, so it means that it's time to end this video, and see you in the next one.